and let us all do we can to build a better future.
All right, so I recently saw this on Twitter, and I have a problem with lawmakers, especially being in their twilight years in positions of power. That goes for Ice Cream Nancy, Joe 30330, Chucky Boy Schumer, Lindsey Graham Cracker, Turtle Boy Mitch McConnell, and the rest of these senior citizens that have been in power for decades. And so we got this lawmaker. He's a Republican. He's 88 years old. Again, I'm going to say it for people in the background. He's 88 years old. What is he going to do? What more can he do? This just goes to show, again, how corrupt all these politicians are. Just like Dianne Feinstein. She's 91 years old. What more can you do? I understand that you like all those donations from your corporate donors, and that's your big golden meal ticket, and you got gold-plated health care. But my goodness, there has to be term limits. This is evidence for me, furthermore, for more term limits, because it's not only the Democrats that are doing this, it's the Republican lawmakers that are doing this as well. So Grassley will be seeking re-election, boosting the GOP's majority hopes. So this is an article from Politico. The waiting game for Chuck Grassley is over. He's running for re-election. The Iowa Republican senator announced on Twitter Friday morning he'll run for an 8th term. 8 terms? Why? 8 terms! What more can you do? You already showed us that you don't care. What, your next election cycle, you just wanted us to take a sloppy dump on the Senate floor? Because that's probably most of these old senile politicians are probably doing at this point. Crapping their pants, all the while the rest of us are starving. Look, there's got to be an age limit for these politicians, and there goddamn well has to be a term limit too. 88 years old. Is he all there? Probably not. He's probably got a lot of handlers taking care of him. It just sickens me that we have this system. 8 terms. 8 terms. 8 terms. This is a United States Senator in the Republican Party, 88 years old. What more can he do? He's from a different time, has a different mindset. A lot of these old politicians pride themselves on the fact that they don't have a smartphone or know how to use the goddamn internet. We need elected officials that, one, definitely are not as corrupt as this, but also at the same time, too, that are aware of the changing environment that we are living in. These lawmakers don't give a damn, especially these politicians that are 80, 90 years old. So, again, continuing on, this move makes it more likely the GOP can keep control of his seat in next year's midterm elections. Though Iowa has trended red in recent years and Grassley has turned 88 this month, Republican leaders have nonetheless pressed him to seek re-election amid their broader efforts to claim the Senate majority next year. Grassley delivered his news in a tweet at 4 a.m. Central Daylight Time, emphasizing his exercise regime and early wake-up time. Here's a quote from it. Oh, wow, it's so heartful. It's 4 a.m. in Iowa, so I'm running. I do that 6 days a week. Before I start the day, I want you to know that I want you to know what Barbara and I have decided. I'm running for re-election. A lot more to do for Iowa. Yeah, okay, buddy. All right, whatever. Again, these politicians and their ego. Grassley ramped to a 7th term in 2016 by 25 points and will face former Democratic Representative Abby Fechner in next year's general election. If Grassley had retired, Republicans could have faced a messy primary in the race to replace him. Fechner said she won't be deterred by Grassley staying in the race. I won't back down and will fight every day in this race to hold Senator Grassley accountable for becoming just another D.C. politician who can't let go of power and turn his back on families like mine, she said in a statement. The plain-spoken Grassley is a fixture of the Senate. He presided over the Senate Judiciary Committee during Republicans' blockade of former President Barack Obama's Supreme Court nominee, Merrick Garland, as well as the confirmation of former President Donald Trump's nominee, Brett Kavanaugh, who faced accusations of sexual assault during his committee hearings. Grassley also served in the line of presidential succession as the most senior GOP senator when Trump was president. He is currently the ranking member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Term limits, 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 term limits. Oh, and by the way, age limits at this point. Now, this isn't anything against anyone that's a senior citizen, but 88 years old, 90 years old, 95 years old. Some of our lawmakers are that age. They should be in a home, eating ham or counting trucks. I don't know. Doing something. But for God's sakes, the richest country in the world, we have lawmakers from a different time dictating policy over millions of Americans that right now don't know how to make ends meet because our government abandoned us. They abandoned us in 2020, and they're sure as hell abandoning us now. We have evictions happening. We have a debt crisis happening. We have, again, a corrupt system where anybody can buy a lawmaker. What more can this 88-year-old politician do that hasn't been done already? He should sail off in the sunset, and that's it. But if you're not angry about this, you should be, because there's more Republican lawmakers like him in the United States Senate and House, and there's Democratic lawmakers like him as well. If we're going to fight for a better future, this whole system has to be rooted out. There's no reforming the DNC, and there's no reforming the RNC. It's a sick club run by a bunch of old people that, for far too long, their policies and their actions have gone unaccounted for. They need to retire. They need to go. And that's that. No debate.